What if I told you that in the past 10 years of Mario sports games, there's been one good one? Okay, maybe two. Listen, the spin-off is an art because it's a chance to take your creation and send them in a wildly different direction. And when it comes to Mario,
I'm going to fly for you.
See, as a kid, I couldn't care less about tennis, but slap Mario on it? Oh, damn! Ooh, what? This game was beautiful. It embodied so much of the Mario spin-off identity. Yeah, the characters are there, but with items from Mario Kart, sound effects from Mario Party, and music that sounds like Golden Sun, or... hold on, let me rephrase that for mass appeal. Dark Souls boss fight music. It's literally the Dark Souls of tennis. By the conclusion of the 64, you had Mario Tennis, Golf Kart, and the holy trinity of my childhood, Mario Parties 1, 2, and 3. Nintendo had proven that their mascot and charm could make anything a good time and more consumable, and especially for me and many others, sports. But nowadays, things are a little different. There seems to be this notion that the Mario sports games are decent at best, kinda just costume minigames with the lightest of sports fundamentals, a cheap way to get the attention of two demographics unlikely to ever coexist, sometimes. And I kind of agree, but also to those people, you ever own one of these? The GameCube was the golden age of Mario sports games, and probably just the golden age of games. Like, I challenge you to find a bad Mario sports on the GameCube. Try it. You can't. You literally cannot. The best argument you could present is that the games that came out afterwards have made these feel a bit more redundant, but I mean, duh. The sequels are supposed to be better. So what the fuck happened here? No, here's how we'll do it. Let's go through them all and try to identify the main problem with each and see if at the end of this we can kinda formulate a theory. Fun, but launched with not enough content for $60. Fun, but launched with not enough content for $60. Fun, but launched without Daisy and not enough content. All of these games have very rich, solid gameplay. If they do not improve on their predecessors, they at least offer something substantial in place of them. But the ways in which it was presented, that's the real issue here. There's a common enemy behind it all, and I definitely don't need to introduce them, but...
these additions will come swinging in as a free software update later.
It's like there's some mysterious executive out there who sees the full blueprint for a game and says, nah, we can do some of this stuff later. Launch it at 60% done, we'll fill in the rest over the course of 6 months to a year, and multiplayer. Yeah, that'll keep them busy. But it doesn't. The game launches, people are disappointed, and they leave. When the games finally do have their max content, no one is picking it back up, and then we are here. See, the irony is that because even though the game is now 100% complete, it's almost like losing the audience for online multiplayer retracts it back to 80%. Because if you can't do multiplayer and the game hardly has single player content, then why are we here? Okay, I get it, Nintendo. It's a console that splits into two controllers. You really want us to play together. You want us to play together so bad in every multiplayer game that you are cutting back the ways we can play alone because you don't want us to play with ourselves. You want us to... As much as I hate free updates, as tired as I am of multiplayer being the excuse for an entire game, it didn't start with the Switch. No, the writing on the wall has been there since... Oh god, are we really doing this? I've owned this game for years and witnessed it accumulate so much hate, being thrown in with the likes of Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. That's like comparing someone to Hitler, you know. Could it really be that bad? Well, the only way to find out was to boot it up myself, and oh, for the love of piss nachos. 5 seconds in and they've already fucking, what is this? Where's the motion controls? Where is anything in this game? Okay, yeah, I get it. It's hardly Mario, and if it's tennis, it's the worst version of it. Not to say that Mario Tennis needs motion controls that would invalidate half the family tree, but it does need more than just this. What happened here, Camelot? Well, it turns out they wanted to simplify the game, take it back to its roots, and make it more approachable. You know, I can think of another game that made tennis simple and appealing, but nah, that one had motion controls. My personal theory is the same as always. Studio makes an HD game for the first time and struggles. Cause it's kinda funny when Mario Tennis Aces does a better job of capturing the old games than the game that was actually meant to. Mario Tennis Aces also has a bunch of new mechanics that I personally think are the farthest thing from tennis and just gimmicky as hell. And like, if you wanna make another JRPG, Camelot, just do it! But I understand why they'd want to switch it up after the failure of Ultra Smash's minimalist gameplay. Aces is the highest rated of the Switch bunch that I have here, and I think it's mostly due to how much more in depth it is than the game before it. That's also why this feels like a downgrade compared to Strikers Charged, And this feels like a downgrade compared to World Tour, which I'd love to talk about more in detail when my 3DS emulator is working, but I've gotten super off track. Do I have to? Okay, just really fast. End of the 3DS's lifespan, they said, let's recycle all of our games into what is essentially an enhanced demo compilation. Golf and tennis are lazy cutouts. Baseball is boring. Soccer is boring. Horse racing I thought would be Red Dead Mario Kart, but it's just a Nintendog spiritual successor? And amiibo cards pushed to market. Okay, so, as I was saying, every single Mario sports game on the Switch has been met with negative to mixed reception at best, but as we can tell now, it's been that way for a while, so we can't inherently blame the Switch. However, the story gets a little more fascinating when you start looking at the numbers behind it. Not just Mario Sports, but Switch Sports. Despite all of these games receiving lower scores, they are all financial masterpieces. And for most, they're even the best-selling within their series. Remember how I said that the GameCube Mario Sports were all really good? Well, the console itself was not, at least not monetarily. The GameCube was in last place during the 6th generation, but it's remembered for its strong first-party selection because Nintendo aimed to catch up the only way they knew how: software. It was them trying their hardest, but when it comes to the Switch, they realized they no longer have to. This console has become so widespread as Nintendo's best-selling that these games will just sell no matter the amount of effort behind them. People will always buy it, and the casual market will never detect any kind of dip in quality. You see, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash and Mario Sports Superstars, and Open in Sports Mix just for the sake of the argument, Nintendo's been making poor Mario Sports for a long time now, but the Switch is validating it. So the title of this video should have never been why Mario Sports are dying on Switch, but why they're thriving. Because nothing says that a series is more alive than when it's received like this constantly and selling like this. Cheers. The reason I bring this all up is because for the first time since the Wii, we have 3 of our 4 giants. There's just one left. And the Switch is running out of time at its highest selling point ever, while we all wait in anticipation. The bases are loaded. Nah, just end the video. Oh wait, I should probably address the Sonic vs. Mario games. Yeah, these have just always been shitty.